What is up, everybody? This is your boy Metahuman Macaluco, and it's been an accelerating couple of weeks. However, I am broke big time, so today, instead of doing a cooking video or food review, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. But before I get into that, let me just make another shout out. Shout out to Dwayne Thompson. Had it not been for him, this video would not be sponsored today. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know he is the author of a book called How to Become a Server Within 3 Days. Now, as I said in my last video, the whole book is pretty much him giving his personal advice and highlights on how to become a better worker within the 3-day period. If you guys haven't already done so, in the description is going to be a link to his book, and I highly suggest you guys buy it, read it, check it out. It's actually a really fundamental read, especially if you're going into the restaurant industry, but I digress from the main purpose of this video now at this point. So today, I will be talking about my top 10 favorite Sega heroes. That's right, like our boy Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog. And don't worry, he's on this list. I might be a little biased in this list, but that's okay. This is my personal opinion. So if you guys want, you can argue in the comment section down below. We'll try not to take too long with this video. So starting at number 10 is Luke Custer from Altered Beast. Luke is a pretty based character. He's a resurrected Greco-Roman warrior who has the ability to turn into a werewolf due to, I guess, it's weird because in the remake and in the original, it's very ambiguous on how his origin started. In the remake, it is stated that Zeus actually resurrects him so that he can go out and rescue Athena. Now, in the remake, they incorporate a little bit of more modern tech into it. So he's out here turning into a werewolf and saving the day. I mean, that's pretty cool. Turning into a werewolf and being a resurrected Greco-Roman warrior. Come on. Number 9, Goro Majima. Now, Goro Majima is a on and off hero and villain in the Yakuza series. However, in Yakuza 0, they actually, delve a little bit into his backstory, and they show you how he became the Mad Dog of Shimano. And of course, it's mostly an act. The guy really just does it so that he can scare a lot of these other Yakuza guys away. And of course, him doing that made him one of the most famous Yakuza in his little universe, if you will. Aside from the obvious Kiryu Kazuma. So I have to give it to Goro Majima. There is a reason why I do cosplay as him from time to time when I, am able to go out and cosplay. But nonetheless, if you want to know more about Majima, definitely check out Yakuza 0. Okay. Number 8 is Takayuki Yagami from Judgment and Lost Judgment. Now, Takayuki Yagami is actually a PI, private investigator, former lawyer, all right? And he goes around and about solving cases, and when he does so, he's actually doing a good thing. A lot of the time, he has his fundamental beliefs and virtues. He has his virtues, so he's not just, blackmailing people and whatever. He actually does a good job of being a competent PI, even going as far as to stopping a whole spoiler alert, skip this part to the next part. So he fought a police officer, a detective if you will, and it turned out that that police officer was a serial killer working for the Yakuza, primarily the Matsunuge family, and it's a whole shit show. Let me just say that. Number, what was it, 6? No, it's 8. It's 8. No, it was 7. Number 7 is Wolf from Virtua Fighter. Now, Wolf is pretty cool. He's literally, there's not much of a backstory to him. He is was a former lumberjack. Then he got ran into by some wrestler promoters, and they're like, dude, you're jacked. Let's go get you, a contract. And, next thing you know, he's in the Virtual Fighter tournament, and he actually becomes friends with my next favorite hero, number 6, Akira, also from Virtua Fighter. Now, Akira is kind of like Sega's version of Ryu from Capcom. He's just pretty much trying to get stronger, practice, train until he's the best version of himself he possibly can be. And truthfully, I think that's pretty based, And thankfully, he's not homeless like Ryu, but anyway, that just sounded horrible. I apologize. He's a pretty cool guy all around. And he's actually, there's a reason why Juicebox FGC mains him, okay? But that's besides the point. Number 5, it's going to be Ai from Super Monkey Ball. Now, Ai is a pretty cute little fella. He's pretty much Sega's version of Donkey Kong. Ai is from Monkey Island, and there's not much to him. He's married to Mimi. He's got a little baby monkey, and his former rival, is now his best friend, Gon Gon, okay? And they fight this evil baboon thing called Badoon, and, the whole goal is to get their bananas, which, it's cute. It's a little cutesy thing, That was number 5. Number 4 is Alex Kidd. Now, before there is Sonic the Hedgehog, there is Alex Kidd. And he was actually supposed to be the original Sega mascot. But he wasn't quite as popular as Mario. And it wasn't until the 90s we ended up getting Sonic. So unfortunately, Alex Kidd was kind of brushed aside. But Alex Kidd has gone on some crazy adventures. He was out here. And they actually released the game like 2 years ago, around like 2021. So, if you're a true Sega fanboy, you gotta give respect to Alex Kidd, okay? Number 3, Knuckles. Now, obviously, as we all know, Knuckles started off as a villain. He's just there to protect the Chaos Emeralds and whatnot. Thing with Knuckles is that Sonic came through, told him, hey, Eggman's messing with you. You're being duped. And ever since then, they become besties, fighting crime, doing whatever. Knuckles has always been a favorite of mine, aside from Sonic, and that brings me to my next thing. Favorite Sega hero number 2, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, it's very clear why. Sonic has been doing this ish since the early 90s. He's cool, There's a reason why there's a whole cringy fan base. And when you really look into the Sonic lore, dude, he's OP. He's on Goku level even. It's astonishing even. Golly. And you can't go wrong with Sonic. Now, before I get to my number 1, I'm going to present to you some honorable mentions. Shadow the Hedgehog, the kid from Shenmue, I forgot his name, and Shun Akiyama. Okay, these are our honorable mentions. But the number 1 Sega hero has to be Kiryu Kazuma, the face of the entire Yakuza franchise. And for a good reason as well. They don't call him the Dragon of Dojima for no reason. This is a hard-ass dude, okay? He took the fall for his best friend. Alright, he's consistently saving Haruka. He's consistently helping out the Tojo clan, even though they're a masterful criminal organization. And they don't really need his help, but they're consistently asking for it. They don't let this guy retire for nothing. Nothing. Okay? And, when you play Yakuza 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, once you play all of them, you start to realize there's a reason why he is the GOAT. And, yeah. And, pretty brief video, I think we covered a lot in 10 minutes. A lot of it was just mostly synopsis, but, I'm not trying to be like these YouTubers that go like 30, 40 minutes unless it's me streaming. But these are my personal favorite superheroes or my personal favorite Sega heroes. If you guys have any objections or you guys want to share your opinions, by all means, go ahead, type them out in the comments below. Meanwhile, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and if you guys really could, please subscribe to the Patreon. It helps a lot. It helps me tremendously, so I can continue to make more of these videos for you guys. Okay. Anyways, let me not, keep you verbally hostage for too long. This is your boy Metahuman out. Patreon, don't forget.